Great news! Oh, you're not going to believe this upcoming update that we're about to have on Tuesday, the 5th. So that's this coming week for Lord of Heroes. There is a lot of rebalancing of the hero skills. I hate when I make tier list videos and then they adjust the hero and it's like, all right, now you got to go redo your tier list. But don't worry about my gripes. Right now, we need to talk about what's going on here. Let me click on this and let's screen that. Make that a little bit bigger on the screen. I'm not sure if it's actually bigger for you guys, but we got a bunch of things. Let's go over some of these hero adjustments. So we got the water frame here. Her, all right, one of her skills. We're not going to try to pronounce skill names right now. It's real early in the morning. It's getting close to my bedtime, but it went from level 4 to damage plus 10% to cooldown minus 1. That is going to be great for that's her stun move. So an extra minus to the cooldown, having it up for people that have skilled her up. That's going to be great for you guys. Then we even have the green pup here. His spin attack that hits everybody has another one where it changed from having the extra damage to minus on a cooldown. These tanky heroes kind of need stuff like this because it just makes them more effective at what they do. So that's more sap that he can land more frequently. So that's great for green pup users. Then his burst goes from attack the selected enemy, heals the user proportion to the damage dealt. It still has that. Then it has gains extra turn if the enemy dies. More than one turn can't not be gained in a row. So that is going to be pretty good for people building him in a damage build. And PvP type stuff, maybe even useful in the obelisk or some type of story stuff or whatever. Like if you farming with him or something, that's going to be great. We got the red Mah-Lon, who also has her second skill that provides sat, has a cooldown reduction to that, so that's great. Frequent is going to be up more frequently, and Mah-Lon is actually a pretty decent one to skill up. In my opinion, I wouldn't just say just go right into doing it unless you just one of those people that got that money like that. You got that money, then by all means do the thing. Then we have the Dark Mikhail here. His what's this? His burst. Yep. Oh, yep. It says his burst right here, where it says attacks all enemies 50% chance to reduce the action gauge by 15%, and then the adjustment gives ignore defense on critical hit. So he got some little crit scale in there and true damage, complete true damage if he ignores. So that's gonna make Mikhail like really shoot up, especially the way I've been downplaying him a lot. The fact that he has true damage now is even better. Plus his speed scaling, he's probably gonna be better than a lot of the other heroes, and he's element neutral. So for you Dark Mikhail users, man, you guys have held on. You guys have done a good justice to building this hero when people like me and the other people that no longer exist as content creators in this community been telling you not to build this guy because he just doesn't help you with progression. Now this guy is going to be insane. Now we got the green bird here with his basic skill that's attack the selected enemy 50% chance to stun for one turn. And then it says the level 6 change for debuff chance plus 10%. Now it says the attack the selected enemy 30% chance to inflict the stun. Then it provokes the target for one turn if the stun chance isn't triggered. So if you don't stun them, you get a provoke. He is a guardian, so this is going to be pretty good for him. Real great for obelisk usage. So if people want to build him for the obelisk, he's going to be great there. And then from his debuff chance, going from that extra 10%, they change it to damage. So he does do a decent amount of damage and stuff, but that's if you're building him or something like that. I don't know of anybody that actually like built him or anything. I do have an account where I'm maining him, but I stopped playing that. But besides that, let's move on to his next skill, his S2, which is attack the selected enemy 45% chance to inflict stun for one turn. Now it goes to a 50% chance. Then also it provokes if you do not land the stun. So they're giving him more stun, and then they're removing the debuff chance for extra damage on him. I guess they want him to dish out more damage, which is going to be pretty good. Stuns, damage, all the good stuff. Then the red bird here, which I think the red bird is going to be pretty good. This is his burst. It says attack the selected enemy grants the user thorn buff for one turn. That's the reflect damage buff, and damage for one turn that damage incoming attackers. All right, there we go. Now it says attacks all enemies, grants the user thorn buff for 1 turn that damage incoming attacker, 70% chance to remove one of the most recent buffs applied to the enemy. So it hits everybody and removes buffs. So this is going to be insane for the obelisk. Plus the thorn on top of it, so if he does get hit, you get the little bit of extra damage back. He's going to be really good. If you have him built, man, hats off to you. But this is going to be a decent one to bring in. Plus, I think he's going to even be better for PvP, especially once they get those like Arslan buffs and they get those extra little attack buffs and all of that good stuff. The red bird is going to be good, and he's a guardian, so he's going to be tanky too. That you can use him. He's going to be nuts. I mean, be on the lookout for people building him if you're not one of them. And this says change. Also on this verse, it says since the skill range is changed from single target to area effect, the final damage rate will be decreased by 32%, which is okay. That's fine. He can have damage. I mean, you're really gonna be using him for the strip anyway, so it's like it doesn't matter. And then if you pair him with like a stun set, but it's gonna be insane. You can drop. Oh, you can't. I'm about to say like you can't. You can drop Aegis and stuff. I'm about to say you can't do bulwark, but I mean even bulwark would be great though for your team or something like that. It's a bunch of different ways you can build him. So let's move on. For everybody that's building the blue Lumi, she got some extra good stuff on her basic skill, which it says attack the selected enemy 80% chance to increase the user's speed for 1 turn, and additionally, it gives you a 70% chance to inflict sleep for 1 turn. Now, you know, on her burst, she can do sleep, so having that extra sleep on the one, this is going to be great for your obelisk and your PvP, so she's going to be nuts in those areas. That's great. Oh my god, this one right here, this next one, I don't know if you've been in my Discord, if you know anything about me, I've been waiting so long to get my green water on my Rosanna account, and I finally got him, and he's about to be nuts. He's about to be bonkers. Probably one of the best hero update changes that we have. Now, his normal attack, it says attack the selected enemy, increase the user's defense for 1 turn. And now it additionally adds a defense buff for the lowest health hero as well. So whoever has the lowest health, when he does that, they're going to get that defense buff too. So that makes him a little bit better, not only for PvP and Obelisk, that actually kind of bump him up a little bit on the raid. But what's going to really make him a raid hero now is his second skill, which is attack all enemies, 80% chance to provoke for 1 turn. But I mean, provoke, I mean, that's nothing. But additionally, it increases all allies' attack power for 1 turn. Even though it's one, and it might, I don't think it's skill. Yeah, it doesn't look like it scales up anymore because it doesn't say turns, 1 turns with an S. So even though it's just a 1 turn attack buff, which is not as good as Arslan's, that still put him up there because there's no other heroes in the game that gives you an AOE attack buff that you can get for free. So that makes him really good for everybody. And if you did not get him in your rotation, if you did the rotation he was in, I feel really bad for you. And if you are currently on that rotation, whoever that you're picking right now, you probably want to erase them. I don't care if it's the red Aleph or the blue Lumi. Drop them now. Pick up the green water because this is an AoE attack buff that we all need. So this makes it even more that you don't really need Arslan to have that attack buff for your team. That's going to be insane. And then they changed his burst from having extra damage to extra action gauge increases. So as you skill him up, the action gauge that you have, I believe is like 20%. It goes up to 30% here. Don't quote me. I don't remember off the top of my head. But this is going to be insane for the green water. So let's move on to the next heroes here. So now the blue water, he's going to have on his basic, where it says attacks the selected enemy damage increase according to the user speed, and additionally is going to increase his attack power for 1 turn, just giving him extra damage for his speed scaling. That's going to be great for him. So every time he auto attacks, he's going to have an attack buff up ready to do some extra damage. So that's going to be great. Then on his burst, it says attack all enemies, damage increase according to the speed. Then additionally, it's going to heal the user proportions to the damage dealt, giving him some sustain, which is going to help in the raid. obelisk, PvP, and everywhere else that you may use them. And since the burst change, it says the fighter damage rate is decreased by 27% due to the damage increase rate adjustments. So that is going to be all right, cool. What else to that? Then we have the red asterisk here says attacks the select enemy, decree damage increase according to the speed. You know, she's one of the speed scale and damage dealers. This is on her S2. Then it says for additionally that you will have increased the user's speed for 2 turns. So it's giving her more speed so she can have extra speed scaling damage on her, which is going to be great. And then it says her burst is changed. The final damage rate is increased by 24% due to the damage increase rate adjustment. So it's increased rather decrease, giving her more damage on her burst. So I guess they're trying to bring her up to par with the blue water because he does some pretty insane damage and reeling him down some since she's one of the heroes that you get from renown, and I mean you could buy her outright. So that's going to be great for people to have her because I know it's a lot of you that do, but probably I don't know if you guys are using her like that, but probably not as much as how it was when the game first came out on the global side and everybody was using her in like PvP and stuff like that. So I don't know how the people that were using her are using her now, but she's going to be a lot better. Maybe even something to test out in your raids coming in the future. So the light Olivia, they just made her more broken. I'm not even going to even say what she does. She's already pretty busted. We just going to move on. If you're a light Olivia user, you're going to be happy. She gets more stuff that makes her even broken. We just say her burst gives her a full action gauge reset. That is insane. All right. Red Johan. They making him a little bit better too. I like that. Attacks the selected enemy grants the user a health regeneration buff that lasts for 2 turns. If the attack is a critical hit. So it says now with the adjustment, attacks the selected enemy grants the regeneration buff to both the user and the ally with the lowest health ratio, which lasts for 2 turns if it's a critical hit. So if he critical hits, and this is on his basic, he's going to give him and whoever has the lowest health a regen buff, which is going to be good for all areas of the game. Now we got the green Lumi, which we don't have on a global side, but yet and still attack all enemies. This is her S2. 50% chance to reduce the speed for 1 turn, and now it additionally adds 100% action gauge boost to that for her. Insane. That just makes her even more better than what she was. Like just make her viability just so much better. Now we got the red Lapis, which his basic is attack the selected enemy fields the user action gauge by 20%, and then at level 4 it gives you 10% damage. Now it additionally increases the user's defense for 2 turns, and it changed from action gauge plus 5% more, so it can goes up to 25% at level 4. So that's going to be excellent. Giving himself a defense buff is going to be even more helpful in the raid and things of that such. So can't wait till we get him. Maybe he's one of the ones. Maybe he'd be the hero we get for January. That'd be insane. I would definitely like that. Then we got the Light Nessa, whose cooldowns on her S2 goes from 6 turns to 5 turns. That's going to be great because, I mean, to get the attack buff from her in that invincibility, it takes a really long time. I mean, she's decent, but yeah, that's going to be a great adjustment for her. That's going to make her better than what she is currently. And then last but not least, the blue Beretta on her basic is attacks the selected enemy, heals the ally with the least health proportionate to the user's attack power, 50% chance for her luck to kick in, and heal the ally a second time. Now it's attack the selected enemy, heals the ally with the lowest health ratio in proportion to the user's attack power, 50% chance for her luck to kick in and heal the ally a second time. I'm not sure with this last one, where it just heals the health in proportionate to heals health ratio in proportionate. I'm not sure about this wording, if it's different or how this is. I know sometimes the translation be kind of poor, so If you kind of understand what this means, then leave that in the comment section below. But I'm not quite sure. All these adjustments seem like they're going to be a lot better for the heroes that they're being put on. I will say the Light Olivia users, you guys are going to be happy. Red Asteroid's going to be a lot stronger. The blue water is going to be great. The green water, like if you don't have him or if you're working on him, he's going to be insane. This is probably my favorite one and probably the best update that we have. I mean, an AoE attack buff, come on. Only 2 heroes and both of them you have to spend money to get. This is free to play, so that's definitely going to be insane. The adjustment to Lumi is decent. Is decent. I don't think it's the best. I think the Red Bird is going to be a nice contender to have. I think he's going to be really good. Green Bird is going to be a little bit decent. Mikhail definitely going to be real good with the ignore defense, having that true damage on his burst. The adjustment for Mah-Lon is pretty decent, as well as Schneider and Frem. So this has been a good update. What do you like about the update? Leave that in the comment section below. Tell me how you feel. Are you excited as I am excited about this? Because I can't wait. My boy Water's about to be nuts. I just leveled him up like a couple hours ago. I just got him like today at us recording. Like, oh my god, this is about to be sick come next week. But I'm gonna cut it here. Much love to all you guys out there. Camera Dude signing out. God bless you. Deuces.